What's going on, everyone? I'm your host, the Carolina Collector. Before I begin, I want to say thank you to each and every single one of you for helping to make this channel what it is. If you like what you see and you enjoy the content, I'd really appreciate it if you would subscribe. Also, smash that like button and comment in the comment section below. Also, if you're familiar with my channel, I have been breaking sports card boxes and ripping packs of sports cards. I do have an eBay store called the Carolina Collector 001 where I've been selling off a lot of doubles, triples, and quadruples and some graded slabs and some random things here and there. Currently, I believe I have 56 items available for sale, specifically the Topps Chrome Mitchell and Ness cards from 2023. Go check them out. But anyway, if you want to help support the channel, click on the link in the description box below. It really helps this channel to keep getting awesome things like this that I can show off and review, and plus it bolsters my collection as well. So, I've already done some reviews of characters from this toy line, from the Masters of the Universe cartoon collection. I've already done Cringer and Prince Adam. I've done He-Man and Skeletor. And now we're going to take a look at a heroine in the name of Teela. So, here's the card back. Unfortunately, when I ordered this, I don't know if it was from Amazon or Walmart or wherever it was I ordered this from, it showed up in a plastic bag, a bubble bag, and this is the result. The card was all dinged up and banged up, but to me, that doesn't really matter because we're going to free her from her plastic and cardboard prison. By the way, again, I have to pick on the climate change morons that are out there who do toy reviews that are worried about one little chunk of plastic, especially the Transformers weirdos. So, if you don't like plastic, don't buy plastic toys if you're trying to save the environment and talking about climate change. Go play with a block of wood. I love pointing out hypocrisy, don't you? They want their cake and want to eat it too. Oops. Anyway, let's get Teela out of here, but first we're going to take a look at the card. There's a UPC symbol, photos, things, stuff. And let's get her out of her blister. Yeah, I was really disappointed when this arrived. I mean, you know, up until I decided to do this mini-series with this particular toy line, you know, these figures have been sitting around for a couple days, but it's just such a rotten shame that, like, you know, when you order stuff, and I'm very particular about this sort of thing, you know, I expect my food to be fresh. I expect my car not to have any scratches on it, you know what I mean? In other words, you know, I want what I pay for. And when it comes to things like, you know, crushed packages and things like that, it just gets really irritating and frustrating and annoying. Especially, you know, imagine if you're an on-card or in-box collector and all of a sudden your action figure shows up all smashed up like Teela here did. So, we got the comic book. Not really interested in the comic book. If you're interested in it, you go check out other content creators. I'm more interested in the figure. And we're going to take a look at good old Teela here. Now, Teela should be typical of this toy line. Oh, she's a little tinier than He-Man and Skeletor is. So, which is kind of good, I guess, to remain in scale with those figures. I mean, she is a lady. Biological, hopefully, from all accounts, she is a biological female character from the 80s, thank God. So, but anyway, there she is, standing up on her own weight. There are her accessories. There's a little Eternian robot right there. She's got a shield, which we're going to actually put in her hand right now, just to see how it fits. And it fits quite well, okay. And then she's got her sword. So we are going to equip her with her sword. And I'm going to have to put this under hot water or something because that thing looks wonky. I mean, I can kind of like bend it, straighten it out. But see, that's what I'm talking about. When, you know, items arrive crushed and smashed in box, that sucks. So anyway, here is Teela. She's got some head swivels, so her head and neck move really well, as you can see here. Whoa, too much booze. She's got some waist swivel, which is good. All right, so that wants to stay out. Let's keep it out. Her arms do move up and down, which is kind of neat. Of course, you got the elbow bend right there. Wrist swivel. Of course, the hands don't open and close, but that's okay. And She's got movement at the knees. Her shins do turn. And she does have the ankle pivot with up and down foot movement, so you can get her into some poses if you wish. And we have to do this. So I like when female characters are not overly sexualized. Now, in the 80s, you know, they really accented the female body because women are women and men are men. But in this case, when it comes to Teela here, she's not overly sexualized. So that's kind of a good thing. You know, unfortunately, you see like a lot of anime characters and stuff like that from modern day cartoons and stuff that just are like out of control with their female characters. This one is not the case at all. So I'm just going to lower the camera here to get down a little bit more to this action figures level. So there we are. There we go. So let's move her back just a little bit here. Because what I want to do, since I'm sitting... Oop, don't fall. Since I'm sitting right next to my display shelf, I want to grab He-Man and Cringer. Now remember, this Cringer is from the Origins line, but it does really, really well as far as really accenting He-Man. So there's He-Man and Cringer. He-Man and Battle Cat, excuse me. So you got He-Man and Battle Cat, and then you got Teela right here. So, whoops. What I think I really should do here. Man, this shield just does not want to stay in her hand. So, come on, girl. Of course, I'm filming, and now that the toy is open, it's not going to cooperate. And also, she's got the same issues like all the other figures that I reviewed here on the channel do. The joints are very hit and miss. Some are tight. Oops. Some are loose. And, oh, man, this is awful. Man, I'm having a bad day here on camera. You know what it is that I got a lot of stuff I got to do today, and I'm kind of rushing this video, unfortunately. So, let me pan the camera up here just a little bit like that. So forgive me for the wonkiness of this video. So I'm going to try to get He-Man to stand up on his own weight. Now, I've talked about this before where the joints are very finicky. They do pose, but depending on what kind of pose you're going to make, the feet in particular can come very loose. So if you have furniture polish or you want to put a dab of glue just to stiffen up the joints, I would suggest that. Because, man, once these joints start moving, they just get really, really loose and they're a little wonky. In some cases, like with He-Man, some of his joints are stiff. Some of his joints are just completely loose, and he just won't stand up on his own weight. So, trying to get him just to be in a neutral stance along with Teela right there. So, not too bad. I mean, the face sculpt on her is absolutely amazing. That is Teela. Sexiness with a hint of badass right there. That's cool. So they really knocked it out of the park again. It's I have to do this. It's not the action figure is not overly sexualized, which is good. So you know, at least there's an innocence and a charm where clearly, you know, they really wanted to accent a strong female character, which I have no problem with. You know, there were a lot of strong female characters back in the 80s, and Teela was no exception. But I'm glad they didn't really hyper-sexualize her. I mean, she's exactly like the way she would look in a cartoon, except now, you know, we have a cartoon action figure. They did really, really great work with these. And every time I open up one of these, it's just so exciting to see how far the engineering and the technology has come to get them to look exactly like the way they did in the cartoon. Again, forgive me for rushing through this video. I wasn't anticipating, you know, knocking everything over and being completely unprepared with this video. But, oops, He-Man goes down again. Yeah, again, you have to be careful with these guys because, like I said, once they're, in particular with their feet, once their feet go loose, that's the only drawback to these figures is you got to watch with their feet. That I've noticed so far. You might want to put a dab of glue or furniture polish, but that's definitely thumbnail material right there. That's awesome. I love that. I love this. This is so 1980s right here. But Teela's got that face. If she was to go up against Evelyn, she'd be like, come on, let's do it, girl. What you got? What you got? Awesome, awesome, awesome. That is so 1980s. You know, that's one thing about doing things on YouTube, man, is that you can have a lot of fun. Collecting toys and baseball cards and things like that should be fun. It should not be so super serious and dull and boring and stringent. You know, unfortunately, you have a lot of people out there that think they own the hobby and own these hobbies and own this type of thing. And, you know, it's time to take back the hobby and have a little fun again. You know, even if I'm knocking things over and shaking the camera and all that stuff, I'm having a good time. And I hope you guys and gals out there are having a good time watching as well. That's what it's all about, having fun. Not everything has to be so stale and serious. But again, here we are with Teela, He-Man, and Battle Cat. Again, forgive me for calling you Cringer. I'm sorry. Well, technically you are Cringer. Just turn his head around, so. Oh, yeah, look at that. There we go. That's more like it. That's definitely thumbnail material right there for this video. I think as soon as I'm done filming, I'm definitely going to take a photo of them standing just like this. But Teela looks badass. She is awesome. She really is. And she fits in quite well with the rest of the figures. Where's Prince Adam? Let me grab Prince Adam here. I mean, I know it's a little weird to have He-Man and Prince Adam in the same shot, but there's Prince Adam looking at his sword right there. Still, even if He-Man wasn't there, you know what? Let's get these out of the way. And let me grab Cringer. Cringer's here too, with his goofy face. That's funny. This is so straight out of the cartoon. It's frightening. It's really frightening how accurate these are. My goodness. Look at that. And there's the Eternian robot, by the way, as well. So, yeah, so I'm having a lot of fun here, guys and gals. It really doesn't matter. You know, it's all about having a good time and having fun. And I really enjoy making these videos, especially with stuff like this. I mean, wow. It's almost like having the cartoon right in front of your face. Like these characters just jumped out of the TV set and landed right in your living rooms. Man, if we had these when we were kids, I mean, we did have He-Man figures. Obviously, these are based off of their 1980s counterparts. But if we had these particular toys with the engineering the way it is now, my goodness. You know what? Let's have He-Man pet Battle Cat here, which is kind of cool. Hey, cat. I can't do He-Man's voice for the life of me. Yep. I told you. Yeah, the feet are the worst part of these particular figures, because once they go loose, that's pretty much it. And I really want to get him to like look like he's petting Battle Cat right there. There we go. Very cool. Except He-Man has that uncanny valley stare into the sky. So there they are. That's it right there. But anyway, here's the star of this video, Teela. Very nice action figure. Very feminine, not overly or hyper-sexualized or anything like that. And a very good, accurate representation of what we saw in the cartoon back in the 80s. And she's just an awesome action figure. You know, I love to see female characters. I'm not one of these, you know, guys that it's like, yeah, it's all about the men and whatnot. So if there's a female Spider-Man, who gives a damn? You know what I mean? But, yeah, we've had strong women in movies and TV for years and years and years. So don't let leftists try to tell you that we don't have any strong female characters or representation. Sorry, Ripley. And you know where Ripley comes from. That's right, Alien and Aliens, or the Aliens franchise. You know what I mean? So we've had strong females for a very long time, even in cartoons like with Gem and the Holograms, She-Ra. Here we have Teela. Don't let them fool you. Even goofy cartoons like Smurfette, they had awesome female characters. Strawberry Shortcake, for example. don't let modern day leftists try to fool you that there's no such thing as strong female characters. Yes, there are. There always have been, and there always will be. But anyway, so let's get her to kind of like tilt her head like this and say, yeah, see what I got here in my hand? Try it and watch what happens. Look at that face. That's definitely, and forgive me if there's any kids around. Oh, forgive me if there are any kids watching. That's what you call the badass bitch stare. Oh yeah? You want to come and get some? Come and get some. Watch what happens. That face. That is Teela all the way, man. That is cool. That is so cool. I love stuff like this. I really do. I really do. It's such a homage to my childhood. But right there you have it. He-Man, Battle Cat, and of course, Teela. Anyway, there's not much more to say, ladies and gentlemen. These figures are awesome. If you can find them, I would highly recommend grabbing these. They're so much fun to play with. I had a good time making this video, even though I keep knocking stuff over. But like I said, it just, again, not to repeat myself, but the biggest problem I've noticed so far is once the feet start to loosen up, that's when they start, falling down. So I would keep an eye on that. But after that, they're fantastic figures. They're a lot of fun to mess around with. And the more of these I open up and the more I build, I don't want to say set building, but the more I set them up on my shelves, they just are awesome when you put them all together side by side. I'm just trying to get her to more like tough but feminine stance. Let's see if I can get her to see, because right out of the box, she was very, very loose. The trick is just to get her to balance on her own weight. Let's see here. I'd like to get her in as a tough female stance as I can possibly get her. And I think we got it. I think that's as good as it's going to get. There you go. Teela, He-Man, and Battle Cat. That looks awesome. So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. Thank you so much for checking out my videos and supporting the channel. Don't forget, check out my eBay store, the Carolina Collector 001. Some of my auctions should be ending over the weekend. Pick up some of them cards. It helps to support the channel so I can pick up more things like this. Like, comment, and subscribe. I am your host, the Carolina Collector. Take care. God bless. Stay safe. And I will see you soon.